Peace Reflections, Lucci back. Welcome back to my channel. I am thankful. Today we're going to be discussing about the environment. Um, Today I went into nature, and as you saw in the previous video, if you didn't watch it, check it out. Wisdom that I got from the tree. Uh, it's a cool video. I love sitting in nature and getting in tune. And one of these entities back here, that one particularly, uh, yesterday I was having some thoughts. I was sitting in the grass, and it told me to stand tall, shine bright. And I thought that was so deep because lately I've been feeling a little way based off, things that people are telling me, and feeling types of ways about me personally. And you know I'm just shaking it off at this particular moment in time. I have to. I'm working my way out of here, manifesting my way out of here, and I have to stay focused. So it's beautiful to get that message, like, stand tall and shine bright. Just shine my light, continue to do what I'm doing, and stay focused. So today I want to touch on the environment. I know a lot of us, especially melanated beings, we live in impoverished neighborhoods. Some live in the city. I live in Jersey right now. I'm not there at this particular moment, but I still technically live there. And it's a concrete jungle out there. It truly is, and we don't get to see as many trees or see the color green, you know, unless we go to the park or something. And even that is not enough. We're not getting the proper oxygen we need from the trees so we can breathe properly. We're not getting enough sunlight because we believe that getting darker is something bad, which has been deeply embedded in us, you know, caused by self-hate. And it's not fair. But this is us getting the knowledge that we need to break out of that mindset. So being here, I'm in North Carolina right now, and I'm playing semi-pro, working my way up to the pros. In basketball, I am privileged to be where there's a whole bunch of trees. There's literally the woods I can go into, get in tune with entities such as these beautiful beings behind me, and really just get in tune with nature. Plenty of sunlight, being in the South right now, you know. So it's really important that we start to notice that information is also the environment. What do I mean? Our cells, the skin of the cell is called the midbrain. And the membrane, it's what the signal from the environment comes onto the midbrain and sends a signal to the midbrain and changes the function of that cell. So whether it's a positive message or a negative message, it's still a signal from the environment. So that can alter our cells, and our cells can alter the performance within our body that causes diseases. And knowing this information now, it makes sense why I have more positive thoughts, because my environment has changed. I'm more in tune with nature, so the signals in my cells has changed. So I feel better, I feel different, and plus I'm eating better, so that makes a significant difference as well. But when I was in the concrete jungle in a city, and you see about 2-3 trees per block, I mean, you only gonna have negative thoughts. You could only be so positive in that type of environment. It's so real, and I think about that all the time. Like now, being out here in nature and going to continue on my journey into nature, just noticing that alone makes so much sense. It's called epigenetics. We can go on YouTube. There's plenty of videos on epigenetics. It's so important that we learn about epigenetics, how the environment shapes our reality. It's so important, because I never really thought about it like that, because we don't get taught that in school. We damn sure don't get taught that in college. And we paying all this money to go get a piece of paper from a European saying, yeah, you did it. Now you owe me. Go get a job and pay for these loans that I have gave you, that you had collected. Get my money. And we don't even know information like that. So we in stressful environments, like melanated people that live in the hood. In stressful environments, you go to a job you don't want to be at, most likely, and then you go into a neighborhood that's unsafe. It's a stressful environment, so that stress, that signal from the environment, that stress signal alters your cells in the body and cause disharmony and disconnection in the body. We gotta understand, when diseases come, it literally is just signals that are not communicating with the brain. So it's a miscommunication or not a communication at all that causes sickness in the body. Everything in our avatar is electrical signals. How you see me is an electrical signal. How you hear my sound of my voice, my voice is an electrical signal. It hits the bone, the vibration hits the bone in your ear, and it sends an electrical signal that the brain interprets it into this English language. Taste, when you eat something, it's an electrical signal to the brain. Everything in our reality is electrical signals. So the same thing that goes inside of that goes on inside of our avatar is electrical signals. There's billions of neurons that's in the brain that connect to each other and send electrical signals, which are basically communicating with one another. It's so important that we just start learning this knowledge about our avatar and start getting in tune with a better environment. I used to work at a warehouse, the most depressing ass job ever. An artificial light all day, packing fucking sodas and other artificial disease giving items that people buy and consume. Depressing. It used to make me sad because I knew just a little bit of the knowledge that I'm speaking about, especially when it comes to food, and I had to realize how much soda I'm packing in a day. Soda makes the body so acidic. And the more acidic the body is, the more mucus the body consumes, the more you have disharmony in the body, diseases in the body. It's so real. And I'm speaking from experience because my body was very acidic too. I can honestly say that just probably maybe 2 years ago, I was popping allergy pills like they were candy. Because around this time, when the pollen, which is basically tree sperm, pollen pollinates the air, I'll be achoo, 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 snot everywhere, mucus everywhere, popping them like they candy, like, oh my god, they're not working, taking 2 or 3 because they're not working. Now, I could contest to you, I don't pop not one pill for my allergies or sinuses, not one. The pollen is out, it's all over my car, I'm sure it's all over your car as well, and I haven't sneezed yet. No snot coming out of my nose looking crazy, not, crying to, my mother and my best friend like I can't breathe. I'm fine just by changing my diet. Same kind of environment, but now my mind is different though. Having better understanding of what goes inside of my body and where I locate my body at too. It's so important. Getting out of stressful environments. We're all in stressful environments, some way, somehow. We all can't be in nature all the time. Being here in America, we can't be in nature all the time. But once we leave, yes, we can. Because you can do whatever you want to do. It's important that we study epigenetics. Reflections, please. It's so important that we understand the environment and how it has an effect on our avatar, how it has an effect on our mind. It's so important that we get back into nature. We start getting in tune, start getting in harmony. It's so important, especially melanated beings. Please get your ass in the sun. Get this free vitamin D. I know some melanin beings. I even talking to my aunt. She talking about why I take vitamin D supplements. You cannot supplement the sun. You can't. You cannot supplement the sun. Get your ass outside and sit in the sun. Get your vitamin D levels up. It's time to level up. Please, reflectors, get back into nature, please. Let's start getting in tune with Mama. She does so much for us. She gives us oxygen. She gives us fruit, vegetables. She gives us everything we need to sustain life here in this realm, on this earth. Please, let's start getting in tune. And for the beings who listen to Master Teacher Nature Boy, that's trying to get out, let's get out. Let's stay focused. I'm going to start saying that in every video because it's helping me. You want my reflection. Let's get out of here. I'm manifesting myself out. I'm sure you're working on manifesting yourself out. Let's stay focused. Let's help each other. Let's get out of here. Let's get in a better environment where we don't experience cold weather anymore. So we don't have to worry about that stuff. We can get vitamin D all year round. We won't even have to be vitamin D deficient. Because a lot of us that's living here are vitamin D deficient. And then on top of that, we so ignorant sometimes that we wear hats and stuff like that and don't get the proper sunlight when the sun is actually out. That's information that we need. So again, reflections. Please, let's get back in tune. Let's clean up our minds by cleaning up what we eat on our plates. Let's get to a better environment. Let's start taking better care of our avatar. Because you gotta understand, without this avatar, our consciousness couldn't do anything physically in this realm. Yes, we are consciousness, but that our consciousness could not do anything physically in this realm without this avatar. So let's start taking better care of it. I love my self-reflections. Lucci out.